Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Sunny here. We're back with another global lab. It is today Friday the 23rd, and this patch here will be next week's patch. So this will be coming out in 5 days, right, on Thursday. And wow, this patch, honestly, so good. And I'll talk a bit about it. If you want to see my first read through of this, I'll just link the timestamp. So this will going to be a quick summary. Hopefully we'll be able to get through it. I still have a bit of coughing and all that, but it should be good. Great timing in this patch. I think this patch coming out another time wouldn't have been nearly as awesome. The timing is so good on this. So let's get to it. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's going to be a lot of just improving the game and making BDO better. Not so much about flashy stuff, but this is why like the timing is good. We just got a banger of content patch last week, right? I guess this week here. Yesterday with the Olve Academy and Stars End and the what's called glows for weapons and armors. Plenty of things to do. So today's patch is going to be one that is focusing on straight up just improving the game, quality of life, easing things out, and yeah, you'll see a lot of awesome changes. And this was what I was hoping for when we saw the ball. Letting the game breathe and actually fixing the game instead of always like wanting new. And then PA just always work on fixing bugs there. So I'm so excited about this patch. It's nothing flashy, but this right here, long term, this is the stuff that that helps people stay in the game. Okay, so guild improvement. There's a huge part of this on guild improvements. Of course, patch notes will be in the description. I will try and summarize the changes as best as I can throughout it. But there's a lot on guild improvements. So let's go over it and I'll give you my thoughts on it, right? Until now, in order to maintain materials needed for guild crafting, the dedication of a single person was required, such as a specific adventurer within the guild going out and collecting materials themselves, or purchasing them at the marketplace with their own silver. To alleviate the burden, we have deleted unnecessary crafting recipes and changed all remaining crafting recipe materials to guild-wide items. Additionally, to ease the burden of upgrading guild mount equipment, the upgrade stages from Pri to Deck or 1 to 10, I guess it's not Deck on those 1 to 10, have been removed, and the items sold in the guild management and supplies have been reorganized to suit this. So basically, you don't upgrade, they have the level 10 stats at base. So there's a lot of this here. I'll go through some of the details, but I'll talk about the entirety of it. So you got the permits here, how to exchange before, exchange within town NPC. Now you just exchange 1 guild parchment, 1 seal, 2 cowhide, right? So now you just buy from the NPC. You need 2 of these crystals and locks. You just buy from the NPC. That's throughout the list here. The lobster stuff, now you can get this from seals, from doing guild missions. The TLDIs, it no longer requires a person to spend their own silver, their own resources, their own time at making things for the guild. It is done with guild money and also the guild seals. If you're doing guild missions, the seals you can now use for it, so you can support the guild with this, but it doesn't fall on one person. Same with the upgrading of the gear, right? There's a lot of this. I'm not going to go through all of it, but everything is changed for like this. Let's see, a ton of stuff, and some stuff I've removed as well, right? And we'll get to the items on gearing a bit later here. The amount of new moon battle seal life seals obtained has been changed. So now instead of up to 40 per day, it's 80, and 30 to 60, 20 to 40, and 10 to 30. So you can get a lot more, and you can use these to now buy these items to upgrade things in the guild. Change so that rare guild house materials can be exchanged for these seals at the NPC, and you can find the location by searching it. So here you can find these, exchange them, and it says here like how much is needed. If you at least one of these, you can exchange display down from 2 to 1, 2 to 1, 5. I guess this is removed. This here is then added. This is for guild elephant breeding. 2 pieces for this, guild elephant breeding as well, 2, elephant crafting, all these new things here. And the item description was changed. Also, items stored for guild management and guild supplies have been changed. Basically where you can store them, buy them, all of it. It's gonna be more intuitive. Right, for example, here, some of the items, equipment previously sold by guild management has been changed to sold to guild military supplies, everything for the combat, right? It's now in those NPCs. And here's the list of all the things changed and moved and all around, right? I'm not gonna go into details with this because it's not really that relevant. What relevant is what this change actually means. Equipment enhancement removed. So, you see here, after deleting the enhancement from level 1 to 10, if it's paid as 0, right? So, they are going to delete all the enhanced gear. I think you just get, well, you get silver, right? So, all gear will be the same stats as if it was level 10 at base, and you can't upgrade them anymore. So, if your guild already has upgraded gear, you will get money back in guild funds to pay for the difference, basically. And this is massive, right? It used to be that one person had to sit there and enhance using their own memory fragments, their own fail stacks, own materials, and upgrade this. And also time, spend all this time doing it for the guild. And it was super burdensome. And the biggest thing with all of this is what it means for new guilds or people wanting to start new guilds. There no longer is going to be this insane barrier of entry of building up a guild to be functionable, and so much work and hours put in by single individuals. Such a burden to start a guild. It's also why some guild shells literally just been RMT. People were selling them, super valuable sitting. You have people sitting in dead guilds for just to use them if they ever wanted to come back or do something. It's going to be a lot easier to, there's way more changes, by the way, to actually make a guild. And this pairs perfectly into the changes PA have been making leading up to this patch, like improving the value of being in a guild with the guild bosses, and the new player experience with all the academy, getting people in, incentivizing them to be in guilds, joining communities, making guilds, and then also making it possible. It's so hard to make a guild nowadays. I mean, yeah, sure, it made sense back in the day when it's new and everyone had to do it and was sort of like a leveling up. Now it's just an annoying barrier of entry. So this is great. Hopefully this also means that with all the changes, you see the merc changes, there was a lot of dead guilds around. Where basically like a few people were sitting on it, holding the shell. Maybe those players might actually be like, oh, well, we can just make a guild, or I can join another guild, and I'm not sitting on some sort of gold mine that I need to protect, right? Actually just having a guild being a place where people are and do things together, and making all the things and upgrading things in the guild is now gonna come naturally by just doing your missions and things in the guild. You don't have to do all these extra things on individual levels. So it's absolutely massive. And there's more. The materials required to create guild mount source of wind has been changed as well. 1 is sticky glues down to 1 and 1. And improvement to the guild galley, which is again great, ties into the blue battlefield stuff, which seems to have been an overwhelming success. I don't know about all servers, but we've been on EU. There's been, I think, fights every single day. The last one I saw was like 19 guilds in the blue battlefield, and then before that it was 22 guilds in the fight the day before. Like crazy stuff, lots of people doing it, more and more people getting into it, and I know for a fact that there are probably a lot of people and guilds out there that would like to do it, but there's a barrier of entry as well. Guild boats, all of this, like guild setting it up and getting into it. So here we go, some changes to making a guild boat. Obtaining the blueprint sheet, a material for building the guild galley, involved a cumbersome process. We adjusted the condition through this update so that more guilds can build guild galleys more easily. Isn't that great? First, the process of building amnesty with the NPC has been removed, and the prince can now just be bought unconditionally from the dock manager in all villages. In addition, purchased items will no longer require personal silver and instead will use guild silver. Isn't it crazy being rewarded for doing things in the guild for the guild instead of being punished for it? Nice. The method of obtaining it has changed, no longer needs amnesty, and you just buy them, right? That's it. Also here, the crafting for blue ship parts have changed. They've been removing some things for these, so I'm just gonna go through some of it. A lot of it is really, really annoying things to get, right? The cost and all gone down. You have clearance still 50, half sticky glue from 50 to 25, and then they removed the sea-infused statues for the reinforced blue armor. 20 less rough decoration, and removed the cloud-infused wood. Over here, 6 less Calthian special steel ingots, and they removed the 80 soaked ingots. And for the sales, from 250 to 100 silk thread, and they removed the requirements of the 50 Stormco soaked rope. Okay. Easier, faster, less cumbersome, less annoying, and less burdensome from those individual officers and all doing this, man. Barrier of entry is being trimmed down here. Improved guild galley changes. We also made improvement to the improved guild galley, and its exclusive equipment more accessible. The requirements for exclusive equipment needed to upgrade the galley and the source of materials have been adjusted. We hope that this will allow more guild adventurers to board the guild galley and explore the oceans with their members. So the following items have been added to the wharf NPC shoplift: plywood ingot, wood stick, galley parts. Yeah. Also, I believe that they are removing the upgrading as well on this gear. So you have here the level 10, right? Now that's just ivory. I'm not a big boat guy, so correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments down below, or spam in chat, guys. I know you're eager to do it. Tell streamer he's wrong. But if I'm not completely wrong, upgrading boat gear is super annoying. You have to get these special stones you get from doing like quest or sea monster hunting or bartering or like ocean stuff, right? And it comes again from a single individual using their resources to do this. Now, you don't get punished for trying to help out the guild, right? You just reward the guild by helping out. And it's such a big shift in the fundamental interaction of people in a guild and the guild. So yeah, awesome, huge W. No changes here on these. And then you have the wharf NPCs down here. How to get this? We'll now sell the galley parts permit. How to get it before? You need a level 10. Bro, now you just buy it from the vendor for 5 billion silver. Don't have to sit there and upgrade all the stuff. You can just buy it with the guild funds. And also, this here is something that then, for guilds, if you're making a guild, now people helping out and doing missions. I'll talk about this at the end, because it's one thing that's missing, but I'll talk about it, give my sense on it. Doing missions, partaking in stuff, maybe doing node wars, getting guild funds, has value to a guild now, especially if you're trying to build up a guild. It doesn't rely on one person spending their silver. It relies on the guild working together to acquire silver in the guild to then be able to buy these upgrades and stuff. So you just play the game and you help out the guild. You don't get punished for it. It's just bonuses. I love it. So good. Crafting has also changed here. The TLDIs, they're changing some of the items, just one of them. This was the sculpture. It's now ingots it needs, and down here, the energy of deep sea. No, wait, the storm-soaked rope is now silk thread, and no changes to these two. Changes to crafting gilt elephant as well. Reducing some of the cost here. Vanadium, titanium, silk thread, and beeskin reduction. That's about it for this. But yeah, also remember there's no upgrading on it. Just the base gear is now completed. You just get the gear and it's done. Your elephant has the highest tier gear, right? Okay, as the crafting materials from guilds have changed and been reduced, items that were crafted through the guild house has been returned and transferred to guild warehouse, blah, blah, blah. It's like just about that. And then some item descriptions. Right, so there's, okay, let's finish this here. Actually, I'll talk about that now. One thing that's missing with the guild, there's a lot more for guild, and there's some crazy good stuff in there as well. One thing that is missing is then updating the silver value of being in a guild in terms of your daily pay and your weekly payouts, right? It is long overdue. It is completely outscaled with other activities in the game. I get like what, 1.4 mil per day. I guess you can get 5 mil per day by logging in. They just updated the family fame. I get like 100 mil per day now from that. It's time to bump these numbers up. It's around like, if you do all the stuff, you get a max payout. It's around like 500 mil per week you can get a payout. It used to be a lot. 500 mil now, it's just nothing. That needs to go to like 5 bill. So you have like all these other things in the guild where you can be rewarded for being part in a guild, helping a guild out, acquiring resources in the guild, and being part of the community. Like you have the guild bosses. Guild bosses right now are 5 billion silver per week in just gold bars. Then you get all the drops on top of it. It is so crazy. There's so much value. And one of the pieces to the puzzle, in my opinion, that's missing is all these other activities you do in a guild. And the guild fund is a great use of that. Rewarding the guild and you as an individual in the guild by a meaningful income by partaking in guild activities like the guild missions. It could bring back sea monster hunting, right? Adjust the numbers, make it so you get rewarded to help and support the guild out as well. You earn gold for the guild. The tournaments now, if there's like best in guild, oh, you got 40 billion silver for as a guild player. Nobody cares. It doesn't do anything. It's just meaningless. It gets taxed out anyway. Adjust these numbers, make them meaningful again. And then, of course, prevent people from jumping around and buying payouts. They did that with the guild bosses. I'm sure they can figure that out with payouts as well. But make it so somebody joins a guild, and again, a new player perspective, they join a guild, and suddenly, oh wait, I'm getting like 50 mil per day on my payout. Oh, you tell me I can get more? I get like 100 mil, 200 mil per day. If I just up my contribution, I do these missions, I help the guild getting silver, and I just get all this bonus money. Great. You get the weekly payout. Oh, you're telling me I can go out and increase this as well, and I get value, and the guild can get these items. If I do sea monster hunting, like adjust the numbers accordingly, or partake in the node wars, like some additional incentive of rewarding participant in the guild with the guild bonuses. It's a slam dunk. I really hope that's coming next. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. To me, I feel like that's a no-brainer. But there's more changes in today, not just thinking. So let's take a look here. Again, barrier of entry reduced. Guild skills have revamped. The TLDR is they are unifying them instead of having different levels, just like one click, boom. They're buffing some of the skills, and they are reducing cost. We'll go through some details here, but that's the TLDR. The skills here, this is cool. They're changing the guild buffs, right? They're unifying some of the stats, and they're increasing the duration from 2 to 3 hours. So the life skill one, currently 40% EXP, now it's going to be 50% and 50 mastery. For 3 hours, it's a 4-hour cooldown. Then you have the grinding one, it's going to be 200% EXP, 50% skill EXP, and I believe this is 15% karma recovery. Karma, again, 3 hours. And the drop rate is going to go up to 20% and have the knowledge baked in as well for 3 hours. And you see the point cost is down as well, so it's going to be easier for guilds to get here and get these skills. Now here's the really cool thing. One, the bloods are removed. No longer do you need the bloods to pop them. That's gone. Doesn't matter anymore. You can just use the skills when they're off cooldown, and you have the rights being officers to do it. And there's one more thing, which I love. So here they're also just unifying these buffs, the accuracy, HP, all that. They just unified, one click, you get it, and the total cost is reduced. So again, the total amount of skill points a guild needs to max everything out, it's way less now. All right, that's it for this one here. Reducing the points here on these as well. Generous heart, total points required, unifying them, boom. Okay, so now the big change with the guild skills is they're removing them as buffs. This is great in multiple things. There's also some annoying things with this, but yeah. One, it removes non-interesting, non-important buffs from the buff bar. You're no longer gonna have your guild buffs down in the buff bar. There's less clutter down there, which is great, especially also like visual clarity. My favorite word of 2026, visual clarity, and there's a lot of that today. Visual clarity, also in PvP, you're fighting somebody, less buff bar, random garbage skills in there just filling up, being annoying. Great. But there's more to this. The bad thing about the visual clarity is it's another buff up here in the top. Another buff. This buff bar is getting ridiculously big and long. Come on, PA. You can tighten this up way more. Somebody came with a goated suggestion. I hope they do this. How about, like you have this here with the 4 buffs? How about you combine all the subscription buffs as well? How about you have the 4 buffs here as well? And you combine the value pack, the karma blessing, the mercs, and the old moon book, right? Combine them into one. And then, like here, you can see which one are lighting up. Visual clarity, mouse over, you can see the duration of your value pack and all that. Combine them into one, trim this stuff up. This is getting ridiculous, man. That's what we want to see as well. More of this to tighten it up. Okay, now let me talk about how great this is, right? This is now also a family buff. This is no longer a character buff. So if I were to pop the grind buff, right? I can do that on my life skiller. And then I can lock my grind and start grinding. I don't have to sit now and wait for people to lock for that grinder to then get the buff. I can just pop it. And you can have them on at the same time. And it's family-wide buffs. And they're up for 3 hours for 4-hour cooldown. Right? And if you really wanted to, then you have 1 hour downtime. Yeah, but you can just stagger them, right? So you pop your grind buff, and then an hour later you pop the life skill buff. That way there's always one buff up at all times. Also, let's say somebody pops the grind buff and I'm AFK. Doesn't matter. I just got back. I got an hour and a half left on grind buff. I'm gonna grind. Great. Instead of having nothing or the grind buff being on my fissure. It's like there's so many layers to this where it's awesome. And somebody was AFK when they were giving this 2-minute warning. No longer have to do these 2-minute warnings. This is such a goated little change, moving it up here. So I'm so happy about this. Let me know what you guys think about this. I love it. I absolutely love it. Just less annoyance, less inconveniences. Boom. You just go. So I love this. This is like a awesome one. Awesome. Now, please combine other stuff in here. The UI elements are getting crazy. Okay, a little bit here of characters. When using Cold Mana skill, the description of the buff icon regarding crit hit chance has been corrected to match actual description. All classes, you no longer bug out and do cheer animations on your 100 and 200. There's some times where you would do a cheer animation, you've got a drop, a rare item, and it would basically break it so you wouldn't get the buffs and things like that. So that's fixed now. And there's something here with the pad mode for Seraph with Rabams. I don't know what it is. I'll just read it. The issue where the level enhancement Rabam skill would only be activated in the normal version when using it through the ring menu in the Sacred Oath and Absolute Sin state has been fixed. There you go. Right. But there's more. This is such a good patch. Safety feature has been added that requires you to enter a confirmation message to proceed more carefully when leaving or disbanding a guild. Fine. When using the party unit finder function, it's been proved so that it is not exposed. Sorry, that it's exposed to not only guild members but also heroes on the battlefield. Works, right? Great quality of life fix. The maximum number of guild missions has been increased to 30, allowing you to complete them more appropriately on the desired day of the week. So you still get a 10 per day refresh, but it stacks up to 30 now. So if you miss some guild missions one day, not a big deal. If you have a day per week where all your homies you meet up, especially imagine this as a leveling up guild, a newer guild, every Friday or Saturday, you have this time where you meet up with the boys, you do your guild missions. You have been able to stack up to 30, so you can do even more. You don't gotta miss out. It's great. Such a nice little improvement. Guild history has been improved, so you can easily see the records here on it. And again, another one of these small quality of life game improvements. Simple things, but it really adds up. After leaving the guild, you can now check the waiting time for rejoining by clicking on the guild request to join button. Boom, you no longer have to worry about, oh, is it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes? No, you just click here, it says when you can rejoin. It's a nice little thing. The existing guild member promotion registration UI has been improved. Guild member recruitment UI could only be viewed when authorized, but that has changed so that all guild members can view it. And to post a recruitment post, you must have the rank and permission to do it. In existing guild unit search, you could check guild units. We expanded to also check alliance units. And when registering a recruitment post, the party leader must meet the level, attack power, and all that to register the post. And here, again, like a nice little thing. Party/unit promotion feature has been added so they can be entered into world chat as well. So the way I read this is, you see like the guild recruitment in world chat and all. Now guilds actually have an in-game feature to link a guild recruitment in the chat. So somebody, again, lowering the barrier of entry. Just imagine this in practicality. Somebody wants to recruit a player and somebody wants to be recruited. There's less steps they have to do now. You just post your recruitment in the chat. And you just click it. I assume this is how it works. We'll see, right? You just click it. Boom. You go in. You can read about the guild. And you just click join. There we go. Super easy. You don't have to have like all these weird links and massive threads and spamming all. There's now an actual way you can just get people to come in and apply for it. Built within the game. In chat as well. Added auto approval feature for Party Unit Finder. Sign up immediately upon application and approval. When applying for membership, a message can be sent to the party leader, a member, and complete approval after the party leader. Yeah, improvement on party finding as well. Oh, I completely forgot so many of these here. Improved so that the maximum number of people and the distribution ratio can be changed in the alliance status. We call this the family patch. It used to be that if you wanted to change the amount of people in the main guild and alliance guilds, right, you would have to disband the alliance and remake it. Now, you can just go in and you can adjust the numbers within the game, within the settings. So, family doesn't have to disband every 2 weeks because Dom found a new alliance or new numbers, and now they want to be 150 instead of 50-50, and now you can just change it. Isn't it nice? You can just do stuff now. Super nice convenience. Just allowing you to adjust on the fly about how your guilds are moving and all. The inland fishing improvements that talked about the Caltheon Ball will now be applied to Heidel and Caltheon. Starting with this update, we'll continue to implement sequential improvements to ensure adventurers can enjoy fishing inlands without any hassle. Right? Swimming pool, right? Yeah. Dom is not big. The rare fish, or the big money fish, have been appearing more frequently in Heidel and Caltheon regions. The chance of catching a piranha or whatever in Heidel has been increased by 6.2 times, and a Kurisian carp has been increased by 4.4 times, and the probability of catching a squid by 4 times. My understanding of this change here is very basic for what they're trying to do. I don't think PA is trying to make new BIS fishing spots, but when they talked about this, they were talking about new players playing the game with the character, and throughout the story and all, when they were going AFK or whatever, just fishing where they were, but making 14 million silver overnight. And I think this year was a way of making the players just actually playing the game, moving through the world, make some decent silver. I don't think we're gonna find any, maybe we will, new BIS spots inland. It's just actually just making sure that you get some silver when you do it. That's my understanding. It might turn out to be different, right? I did see my crash out here because I didn't read the last line. The processing recipe for obtaining alchemy stone fragments by grinding alchemy stones of higher level than I think this is resplendent has been removed. So you can't grind high tier alchemy stones anymore. That's it. That's a change. And it's because, as always, someone did. Somebody probably grinded out a splendid stone. I say probably 100%. Somebody did. Somebody grinded and destroyed the splendid alchemy stone, and they only got a handful of fragments for it. They lost their shit. They write tickets, and people are like, we don't want to deal with this. You can't do it anymore. You can still grind low tier alchemy stones. But yeah. Also, some quality of life improvement fixes for existing grind spots. PA, listen to feedback. Since the release of the new party hunting grounds, Mirror Ruins, and Gaifin, many adventurers have been playing with the party members and sending us valuable feedback. In this update, we're removing elements that disrupt the flow of the battle and improve convenience, making battles faster and more enjoyable than before. There's a lot of things here in this patch where they are just telling you, post on the forums, give us your feedback. They really are listening right now and making changes. So post issues, things, all that. Use the official feedback forums. Okay, after defeating the tree, when returning to the initial monster summoning state, the wait time without monsters has been reduced to prevent disruption of the flow. To reduce visual obstruction, we changed the debris to disappear immediately after killing monsters. And they also added the summoning spots on the UI. Added effects to the longboard attack of the corrupted tree. For Gaifin, the phase it takes time for the void to stabilize again has been removed, and the time until the next monsters appear have been reduced. The appearance time of the second incomplete monster summoned in the battle after the message control avoided possible has been reduced, and the time the monsters remain in the abnormal status has been increased. The buff icon granted after passing the test has been moved to the top, and the message you have passed the test, blah blah, has been displayed. Simple, hopefully good changes. I haven't tried it yet, but let me know if this is good stuff. It's annoying having long phases in group grind and all that. Like just grind. This should also increase the value of the places, right? The grind spots, the silver power, less downtime, more mob spawning. Should be a buff. For Stars End, they are buffing trash loot. Last week, they updated the Stars End. Many adventurers have been visiting with interest. To benefit from the top tier grind, we decided to increase the overall expected silver. They're buffing trash loot and some buff drop rates. Hope you enjoyed the battle experience in the new grind spot. So for the regular mobs, I think this is not the purple ones. Trash loot goes up from 2 to 3, and with Aegis consumption level from 10 to 15. So yeah, 50% more trash on these mobs here. And also for the big mini boss or the small boss, that's actually 2 bosses. I'll show you some of the drops from the real one. I believe this is the one you probably been gotten. 6%, 6x crystal drop rate, 6x Debo, and 8x immortal oil. And the starter breed, the mist has been improved to be displayed when an unholy apostle appears. and an unnatural appearance beneath debris of unstable stars have been improved. So there's actually 2 bosses. A lot of people didn't realize this. This here is the Apostle. He's the one you get a lot. This here is the real boss. This is one of the big bosses. Super rare. But they are there. And yeah, this is just one. It gives you a guaranteed, from what I've been able to gather, a guaranteed origin of corruption. 3 billion silver render item. 2.6, 2.7k trash. I think it's also guaranteed one of each pity piece. I'm pretty sure this is 100% one of each pity piece. And you see, like, you got a Debo as well. I have another image here from another guy doing it. Guaranteed 3 billion silver drop, 2.7k trash, like 75 Caphras or whatever it is. All corruption. Again, you see one of each pity piece. And he also got a full crystal drop as well. So, yeah. This is the real boss there. So factor this in as well in terms of if you think that silver isn't that good. Obviously, the chance of spawning this guy is very, very low. But he is like 4, 5, 6, 7 billion silver proc, basically. So yeah, keep at it out there, guys. And this here is one of those bosses. 2 different guys here I got some screenshots from. I haven't gotten it yet myself. I didn't know about the big boss until Grown got it and posted my guild chat about it. Yeah. So a bit of increase is always nice, right? As well, like just raw silver probably needed that. But I can't wait to get one of those boss spawns. Okay, here. Bamboo is just some visual clarity. Some visual clarity depending on the weather. That's it for Bamboo. For Gladius, if you've done the Lesser Gladius fight, at the end, when you have the thing in the center you gotta kill, you have these 4 things on the ground that lights up, you move over them, a hammer drops down. They now don't turn off anymore. So as soon as you've hit them all, they're all lighting up, they don't turn off anymore. Yeah, that's a change. Here, another one. PA is actually listening to feedback on these new updates, guys. Post on the forum, they're literally asking for it. They already did some quality of life improvements to all the academy, and they're very nice. Like small, good, solid changes. Right, since the opening of Volvo Academy to help novice adventurers grow, we would like to express our sincere gratitude for the interest shown by many adventurers. I've done a little bit, it seems great. This seems so good. I'm curious what you guys think about it. One thing is the rewards and everything, but how, like, what do you think about doing it? How does it, like, does it feel natural? Do you learn stuff? Does it do what it is it's supposed to? And I'm curious, like, both new player, veteran players, mid players, perspective on this. For me, it like, I've only done a little bit. I just started doing it today. It seems really good. Anyway, thank you for attending the lectures in person, sharing your valuable feedback through various channels. We deeply sympathize with the inconveniences you experienced during the lectures and improve the requirements and process for completing requests for various courses. We'll continue to strive to implement various improvements to ensure the Volvo Academy remains a fun experience. If you have any suggestions for improvements, please feel free to share your valuable feedback through the official channels. Thank you. And it's just been out for a few days, and there's some good stuff in here. Here, like simple, I just did this myself. The Volvo Academy battle lecture has been changed so you can complete the quest by defeating the instructor without using the techniques shown. So you can't really mess it up, right? You can just do it. I had one where you need to do a CC. I used something else. Yeah, that's totally good as long as you showed that, well, you can do the thing. No way of screwing it up, in other words, which is great. Interacting with the mysterious trace during the battle lecture battle has been improved so they can now immediately travel from the history region to Volvo Academy. Fast travel, boom, boom, great. And the condition for completing the lecture has changed. Here, instead of 300, 100. Nice little fix here as well. Captures a T7 horse. Now it's a T7 higher. So you capture a horse and then it's not like, oh, I got a T8, unlock, now I gotta do it again. Instead of 3 on the the sea monsters is 1. And again, these small things, instead of killing 10 of these, it's just chin birds. It doesn't matter if you're doing the blue or the green birds, like the male or female. And this year, this is probably the biggest change on the list. Had somebody at the start of the stream ask if anybody else died taking the Vel, the Magnus, used it, jumped down and died, right? And that's being fixed here. The Olve Academy terrain knowledge has been improved so they can be obtained by interacting with Justin Batali or the Lucky Fountain inside the Olve Academy. And if you acquire this knowledge, you can use the Abyssal Vel that leads from the Vel right to Olve Academy. So it unlocks the Vel. Right now you have to talk to Justin Batali, but now with this, you can also just talk to the actual Vel and get the knowledge. So you don't accidentally talk to a TP and then die, right? Great. This is also an issue when Elvia came out, by the way. Added ability to obtain Musgar Village knowledge with the NPC Karim. The horse will now automatically be summoned when completing the quest Vel Ing, Battle Lecture Stations. And the dialogue has been added, allows you to replay the combat and hunting lecture practice cutscenes, if you so chooses. Nothing much, a little something. To support the class adventurers who have entered the Olve Academy, the Material Manager Guild has started selling seed items. There's a lot of these quests, right? Now it's all there, available for you to complete them. The location of Gilda is here. To the left on the structure, next to Imo Batali. Let's see here. You can no longer talk to the ferry NPC if you're a negative ocean karma. A question has been added to Batali regarding the meaning of Olvia Frontier. And a feature has been added that allows you to rent a sturdy fence and practice monsters from Gilda at the Academy for contribution points. So whenever you are, again, a new player and you get these missions, you just click it and you can do it all here. You don't have to run around. And some great, okay, more great stuff. Great addition. Great addition. Mount leveling. It is in for this one. Another one of these huge W quality of life fixes. The TLDR is you level up your mounts, but they don't get levels, they get EXP, and stores the EXP. And then you can just go here, you can click the level up. You can click the level up, this one, level 1, and you can choose how many levels you want. And you can level it one at a time so you can learn the skills. This means that if you're leveling up a horse overnight and maybe you want to reroll skills, you don't have to worry about it. You just level it up, it gets EXP, and then next morning, it might be max level, whatever. You can just take the skills one at a time, you can see if it's good, and you can, along the way, at that point, reroll skills if you want to, or reset levels, etc., etc., etc. So you no longer have to structure the leveling of the mount around this. So nice quality of life. Another banger here. One of these. Wait, PA actually thought about this. So the way mounts grow has changed, right? This was here. The big thing here is the amount of EXP you get with training depends on the level of the mount. But now your mount, whenever you're training, is going to be level 1 all the way through. So PA adjusted the numbers. Now, the method of acquiring character training experience have changed in accordance with the change in the leveling up of the mount we just went through, right? Now it just gets more EXP. It gets the same at all levels. There's no difference now between level 1, level 30, whatever, right? You get the same amount of training EXP when with the mount level, right? And then they also increased it by an average of approximately 2.4 times. There you go. Problem solved. They remembered that the level scales depending on mount. Plus, they just added 2.4 times the EXP. There you go. The figure is an increase in total amount of experience gain. Horse grows from 1 to 30 compared to before. There you go. Another one here There's just so many of these, which is great quality of life. Mount skill change tickets and level reduction tickets can now be used directly from the mount window rather than the stable. So when you're out, you level up your mount, you're doing this, you can just change it on the fly. You don't have to go back into a stable and do it. Great. And there is more. Improvement convenience of using Crocodile stable. Basically, TLDR improved so the Crocodile menu opens when right-clicking on the item, and improvements have been made so you can register it in a quick slot and use it. So now you can put it in a quick slot, you can quick slot your Crocodile stable, and you can open it, and boom, just like click, click, boom, boom, and it's out. Isn't that great? Let's see here, next one. That's more. You would think that we gotta be at the end now. The best quality of life change is still to come. The best one is still coming, guys. I literally couldn't believe they actually did this one. Okay, the order of the star money room has been sorted, recommended by HP power, and clicking on the Stargrave in the map will now safeguard you throughout the spots. And here it is. System. The effect opacity option has been improved to allow you to set your character's effects separately from other characters' effects. They got the tech. They have the technology, guys. You can now have effect opacity on your own abilities without getting flashbanged by an enemy Mego, or vice versa. Maybe you don't want your own abilities on. You can turn those off. You can turn your enemies on in a while so you can see their abilities and what they're doing. Hell, you can do party content, right? And you can see your own abilities, and you don't have to get spammed by your group's abilities when you're out doing grinding and whatnot. Also, the one thing that's missing for making this absolutely perfect is if there was a third one, which was monster effects. That would be goated. That would be perfection. If there was a third slider, which was purely monster effects. So mechanics of bosses and all. Now, obviously, one of these two, I don't know which one it is. If it's your own, I think it's going to be your own. There's one of them that's going to be obviously be the one for bosses, right? For mechanics, for NPCs. So yeah, if it's the one or the other, I don't know. But yes, this sounds like somebody make a forum post. They clearly has the technology, guys. They have the technology to separate this. Surely, it could be something they could do over time, next year, 2 years, 10 years from now. But if they ever make a third slider, goated, right? But even on its own here, this is such a massive thing. Just think about the classes like Awakening Dosa, Sock Megu, Assassins. Oi, 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 oi. This is honestly one of the greatest quality of life game improvements I've seen in years. Yeah. To me, this is huge. I think a lot of people will agree once they get to play around with it. So yeah, awesome. It's the settings in here divided into two. Accordingly, you can set effect control in more detail. Additionally, please note that the effects deemed important to content progression are not affected by these settings. So it's probably going to be some quest and missions or things you have to do, right, for leveling upload. Yeah, totally fine. Who cares? You'll want to accidentally turn something off and then not being able to see it. Yeah, there's a couple of small changes here, bug fixes and everything. But yeah, nothing really. Like I read through the list. There is there's nothing game impacting really in this one. But all in all, it's one of these patches that are so not flashy. It's an not flashy patch, but it's so much quality of life. This is stuff actually making the game better. It's not new content, but it's improving your experience of the content that's there. And this is a patch like this that was the thought of this was what got me kind of excited for the Caltheon Ball. Instead of always trying to do new, improving the things in the game that we have, right? Imagine if we gotten a Dynapod 2. This patch here would have been a patch with, I don't know, adjusting drop rates or bug fixes and stuff like this. It's because we're getting these, like, current state improvements that we'll probably see a patch like this that has so much great long-term quality of life for the game. And a patch like this is not gonna make people jump to the game. Oh, did you hear it? You can separate the effects. Oh, I'm gonna try BDO. Nobody's gonna do that. The content patches is what makes people play the game. But patches like this is what helps keep people in the game long-term. So, like, I'm so excited for something like this. It's a super small thing, no flashy, but oh my lord, this is, yeah. And the timing is perfect. We just had a banger content patch. We just had big improvement for being in guild, and now it's gonna be easier to it. I hope we get more of this as well, right? This is what makes people stay. Yeah, and if anything else, it's a patch like this that doesn't make people get pushed away, right? So let me know what you guys think. I'm super happy about today's patch. Yeah, great stuff in my opinion. I am curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you all in the next one.